colleges and centres in this, because there's been a lot of activity during 1916, even in the colleges and centres. So we have music from the period, which has been performed by the staff and students from Kylemore College, and that's going on all over the weekend, and it's lovely singing and music performance. And then, as well as that, we have an exhibition on food from the period, which was prepared by Inchicore College and Crumlin College, and they have lots of food for people to eat, gur cakes and various different foods from the time. And they also have prepared what a prisoner would have as their daily ration. So that exhibition is on. Then we also have an exhibition on Eamon de Valera, which was lent to us by his nephew Eamon O'Queeve. Eamon de Valera was incarcerated here in the building after his arrest, and he credited that with he credited the fact that he wasn't executed with the fact that he had been held prisoner here, and by the time he was brought to Kilmainham, the executions, I think, were easing off. We also have an exhibition in Ballsbridge College of Further Education. That is in conjunction with the local historical society, and they are also leading walks from here and from Ballsbridge College. So there's a lot of activities on over the weekend. We also had a rap from Colortha Owen, but we couldn't really fit them in with the period detail here, I think. But that's another interesting little part of all of our preparations and activities.
And then, of course, there's the whole open house aspect of it as well.
Yeah.
It fits in with that weekend.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about how that fits together.
Yeah, we fitted in with the open house as a weekend, because we were going to do a 1016 commemoration. Then we thought, well, it's a beautiful building, it would be nice to open it to the public. The building was built in 1880. The date is up on the stained glass window at the top of the stairs. You've probably seen that. It's a really lovely building, and it was built as offices for the town commissioners, designed by Edward Carson, father of the Edward Carson, and there's an awful lot in the building that I think is of historical interest. There are beautiful windows, there's lovely workmanship, beautiful fireplaces, and I think it's nice that the public can see it. The other thing is that it's not a museum, it's a living building, and it has been worked in since it was built. It's still an office, and the boardroom that we had our presentation in today was at where we hold our own board meetings, was the boardroom where Joshua Manley would have also sat with the town commissioners and would have done his own work. So I think it's a very important historical building, because there aren't that many buildings which are still actually performing a similar function and being used in very much the same way.
Well, I was asked if we could do a presentation on the eyewitness diary of Joshua Manley, who was the town clerk here in this building during the 1916 Rising. And what he did was he notated everything that had happened to him and got it put into the minutes of the Dublin City Council. So I offered to write and direct it. I thought it would be a great opportunity, to do something different for the Rising, dealing with a very human story. And so that's what we did. Just writing these little scenes coming from the diary, and it worked out really well, because I was able to bring in other stories and tie them into Joshua's story, which I believe, I would conjecture did happen. All factually correct now, may I say. Well, I think for like young actors, but also young Irish people, to have an opportunity to explore sort of this episode of 1916 and then actually come and perform it on site, it's an unusual and wonderful thing to do. And for them, it really brought history alive for them, though we were rehearsing in our college in Inchicore, and to come over here and then rehearse here, and then to actually be in the room where Manley walked, see the offices where they all worked, see where De Valera was held. They took ownership of it completely.
As I live at Waterloo Road, I avoided the troubled areas. No trouble stopping people, though I was questioned only once.
In soil, your presence is most welcome, and your